Hello, 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 and welcome, welcome. Today is, what's today? Today is Sunday. How do I not know the days and get the days confused? Today is Sunday, and Sunday is my weekly weigh-in day. So I am here. I am here with the weigh-in. I just came back from the movies with my daughter. We went to see Dog Man, and it was a cute little movie, I must say. I was entertained. So it was raining here, so I came out and came back and I had this vest on and I kept decided to keep it on because one of the side effects that I am continuously experiencing is I am super cold. I am super cold. So I'm sure I will get hot by the time this is all said and done because of the lights. Now, if I were to leave out of this room and go into my bedroom or my daughter's room or where another room, I probably would be cold. But because um I'm in here with the lights, it could get hot. So if I get hot, I'm gonna have to take off my little vest here. This is one of my non-skill victories, I must say, about this vest. So in our chat, we have Lakeisha. How are you? How are you? Delilah, how are you? How are you? And Linda's Journey, how are you? And Linda and Delilah are content creators, so I hope you're over there checking out their channels. Um, so how are you guys doing? Let me know in the chat. How are you doing? Somebody just texted me. I'm going to tell them I'm on live. I am on live. So I don't know if you guys caught the video. I somebody just told me to call them. I just told them I'm on live. I can't call. Jerlene says, "Hi, Dee. I'm still having internet problems. I'm on 20%, so I'll be in and out." Oh, that's okay. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Lakeisha says she's doing good. Okay, great. Okay, all right, very good. So I'm going to tell you guys, let me move this head up a little bit so you can see my eyes. Oh, I did get some sleep last night, I will say. I had planned, that's one of the side effects that I want to talk about today is, for me anyway, one of the things that's been going on yesterday, I did an impromptu. I love saying that word, impromptu live. And I did that because I've been getting on the scale more often. I think I told you guys, just because I changed my eating plan and I've been eating, no meat except for seafood. I've been eating just salmon and tuna. And so when I changed my eating plan, it was March 5th in the middle of the week, and I wasn't prepared to do it. I wasn't prepared to switch. Meaning, I'm usually meal prepped and all ready to go for the week, and I had not done that. And because of my LDL cholesterol is up higher than it should be, even though I guess it's not in the alarming rate, but I want it to be like all my numbers good, right? So I said I was going to cut out the meat, which initially I was going to cut out protein bars because I had been snacking on those way too much. So I decided to cut out the meat, but I didn't go to the grocery store. I didn't do anything. I wasn't prepared. Because I've been using the MyFitnessPal app, I know they have something called intuitive eating too. And because I have been using that app for so long, I have been doing somewhat of like intuitive eating for just a week and a half or so, because I'm a big, person that, wants to encourage people to track what they're eating. And so, especially, I know a lot of people don't want to, they have that tracking fatigue, but I think, when you get to the point of me, when things are going on that are different, you got to start somewhere. And all roads lead back to what you're eating and your nutrition. Unfortunately, or fortunately, it does. And so I was like, okay, I need to look at, what I'm eating and really get it tracked. And so then I thought, okay, I'll do it on my spring break, which is coming up this week. But in the meantime, my daughter had a spring break. I'll show you guys pictures of my daughter. We were like Velcro this week because she was on spring break. Our spring breaks are the opposite, right? She was on this week and then I'm on next week. So everything I kept saying I was going to do and planned on doing and wanting to do, I mean, that's like checking some emails, calling some friends and family, going through just, papers I need and cleaning out my closet, switching my summer and winter clothes over, in my closets and all that kind of stuff. I said, I'm doing all this on spring break. Well, I got so overwhelmed with the thought of it because guess what? My spring break is here. And I realized I don't have time to do all those things I said I was going to do. Now the nice thing is, and then I said I was going to record some videos. Well, the nice thing is my daughter will be at school, so that will free me up. But it's just not enough time in the day for everything I need to do. And then I was also starting to feel some food, like food noise. I mean, feel hunger and also food noise. And, I use the word food chatter because to me, it's not noise. Like I just know some people who talk about food all the time. They think about much more than I did. And I did have food noise too, but I mean, they just, everything was food, food, food. We were going to a restaurant, they would think about it, they would plan ahead. They call themselves a food addict. And to me, a food addict has food noise beyond. And I think a lot of people are finding out that maybe they were food addicts, maybe that's what you call it. So I like to say, since I've been on Mounjaro, I call it food chatter. And even before that, I had food noise maybe at some points, but not all the time. So, since I've been on Mounjaro, I always say the day 4, 5, and 6 leading up to my injection day, I start to get, that food chatter back a little bit, like thinking about food more than normal. It's just it's a little, I could tell the medication is, kind of weaning off. And I know it doesn't totally go out of your system, but it's not as strong, which makes sense, right? But for medication, that's why you're taking the next dose within 7 days. That's why you have to keep taking the dose, to keep it going. And so yeah, I started to like notice since I've been giving up the meat that I'm feeling like hungry a little bit. Like, I used to could eat a protein bar and I haven't been eating a protein bar. I just ate it one time. So I used to could eat a protein bar, drink a protein shake and be satisfied to get up to my calories. So I am going to show you because, I did track my calories finally. And, I must say I'm impressed with myself. I was very accurate with that intuitive eating that I have been doing for that week. And I don't know, how long have I been doing this? 20 days? I've been doing it 20 days for however long that is. So I was kind of right on point. I was trying to come up with ways I could get protein in that wasn't, animal based. And so, I think moving forward here, I am going to add the egg to it. I am going to add an egg and here and there, because I really don't want the cholesterol. I know you can take the yolks off, but I want to enjoy an egg. I like eggs with a yolk in it. And that's what's giving you that big boost of cholesterol like that. So, and I do realize that. So, I'll add an egg here and there, a boiled egg where I could just pop it in. Cause when I show you my calories, I'll just do the day. I'm going to make a video about it and really share what I've been eating. I'm not good with the camera and the angle. So that's why I haven't really made a video. And I tried to make one. I didn't try. I did make one. I'm going to put it out anyway. So all you people in there that don't like to see the vertical, just suffer through it so you can see this delicious bean dip I made. It started out like I thought the whole thing was horizontal. I didn't realize that when I switched angles and I had to take it off the stand to go and like record over my sink, I didn't realize that I went back to vertical. I didn't realize till I like started to edit the video. So it is what it is. I'm not going to worry about it. It's going to be out there. But so, my side effects this week, though, have been being cold, which, is this, I have this vest on. I went to the movies with this and just kept it on in my house because I'm just as cold like I was outside. It's rainy, so I could tell, I have the frizzies going on, but that's okay. That's okay. And then I'm also, after I take my injection, it's a little fatigue, and I was taking it on a Saturday. And so by the time I got to work on Monday, it was fine. I was back to my normal self. Well, I've been taking it, I changed to a Wednesday. Sometimes I forget and I have to take it on Thursday. But I take it on a Wednesday and I've been fine going to work. I really have been fine going to work, and I used to take it on Wednesday. Remember when I was staying up late and not really getting my sleep in like I need to, I would stay in and it would just be, I would stay up and then I would just be tired from not sleeping in addition to that injection. So I learned my lesson. I really been sticking to that vision board and I really, been trying. And when I get off course, I just glance back over it and think, I got to get my buns in gear and do what I said I was going to do. And so really the only thing that's really has been a struggle for me on that vision board actually is It's the sleep. It's the sleep, to be honest with you. It's the sleep. So that, and I know sleep is a side effect. I don't know if being cold, is that a side effect? Because Eli Lilly or Lily, if you're out there listening, or you got your little people listening to us, please put that down as a side effect. I don't ever remember seeing that. I was always a cold type of person, right? I've always been cold and on the colder side. And this is just taking it up a whole nother level. And when I tell you I'm at work in a fur coat, now, PETA, it's not real fur. It's darn cute though. But I'm at work with the what's it called? Faux fur on, looking fabulous, but freezing. And some of those kids in there were, they get cold too. So it's already kind of probably cold in the room to begin with. We don't really regulate the air conditioning, so I can't figure out what's going on. You can't regulate it but so much because they have it kind of set. So I guess I could have a worse problem and be too hot, right? And then it's hard to take things off. So I'd rather be cold and put stuff on. So I'm at work. The only thing I'm not doing at work is putting up an electric blanket. I mean, I am freezing. At home, I have more liberty, but I try to, take into consideration my daughter as well. So I'm not, making her too cold, too hot in here. So yeah, so I am, just trying to kind of make her comfortable too. So in this room, in my office where I'm at, I kept on my vest from the movies. I have my heater, my handy dandy little heater is ready to go just in case I need it. I took it out of my bedroom, brought it in my room. I don't have an electric blanket. I also have that whole perimenopause thing going on where, I get super hot. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm be hot, if I'm be cold. I just kind of go with it. I go with it. So those have been my side effects. I haven't had any other side effects. And one of the things I love about this, no meat except for the seafood. One of the things I love about the doing it is, I'm not constipated. I go to the restroom regularly, and I can tell when I'm not drinking enough water because instead of going every time I eat, I go once a day. So I do appreciate that. I do appreciate that because I really haven't had to take any Mago 7. Haven't had to take Colace. Even my stool. Remember, I've never heard anybody else say their stool was hard. Well, my stool, it was hard as a brick before March 5th. Now my stool just kind of comes out. I really have not had like a hard stool like I was having before. So as a result, I have not needed to take Colace, which is kind of softens it up. So I haven't had to do that. So I would say all of this for me is a win-win. I feel like my something is a little off here, but I feel like everything is a win-win. So I don't know, Delilah, and anybody in the chat. Oh, I see Jerlene came in, Nadia came in, Elaine came in. Hey. So I wonder, do you guys know? I have to go back in the chat and look at that. Do you guys know what's going on with the weather? I mean the weather, the cold, is that technically a side effect? Jen, I don't know if I saw you, Jen. Hey, Jen. I don't know if that's technically considered a side effect. Did I see Simply Taisha? Hey, Simply Taisha, how are you? So I don't know if that's considered a side effect, but we shall see. So let me tell you. I told you about my week was with my daughter. This is this little lady. Let's look at her. She's been hanging out with me. She is all things fabulous. I just love her. She has so much personality. She is just, and let me say, while Elaine is on here, Elaine said she wanted me to make sure I told people that she is the one that gave her the name Baby DD. And I say that because, I said to my daughter, she showed me a paper that she had done at school and she wrote her name, but next to it, she wrote Baby Dee. And I just thought that was the cutest thing. And I said, well, I thought you didn't want to be called Baby Dee. I thought you wanted to be called Little Dee. She says, no, Mom, it's Baby Dee. So she loves that name. She loves that name. She's writing it on her school papers. I just think that is so funny. She is all in. So I don't have a choice but to be all in because she's all in. So I just love that. I love that. So here she is, this little lady. So there she is. She is always styling and profiling. Oh my God, this little lady. I just love her. She has so much energy. She is on it. She is on it. She just is on top of it. You know, she's on top of my eating. She's on top of my exercising. She knows what time I exercise. She is keeping me. She's like my accountability partner.
I thought Miss Kim J was your accountability partner.
Miss Kim J is, but I think you want to take over her role. Okay, go on back downstairs, honey.
I'm just trying to see.
Okay.
Oh, and I do have on one of those outfits.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. Oh, she is so funny. Okay, so let's get down to my little. So that's like our little baby Dee Dee there. She's such a cutie patootie. Look at that little lady. She is a lot of fun. She is a lot of fun. Okay, so this is what you know, I don't know if you guys can read it. I can't read it that well. I don't know if I made it bigger. I try to make it bigger on the screen, and let me show you guys. I don't know if you can see it bigger. I can see it bigger. I was gonna have to have her get my glasses. So yesterday, so the one I went on live Saturday and was talking about my struggle. So I went and plugged in the numbers of what I had eaten. And if you guys can see, I think Taisha asked about my macros. So, you know, and this, I pretty much eat the same every week. So I don't have to worry about, and I pre-track. So I don't have to really worry about the calories. But remember, I had not done that since this Lent. I was just kind of intuitively putting things together. And that's where I went wrong because I didn't get enough protein. So if you can see my carb intake, my goal is to have 35% of my calories come from carbs, 30% to come from fat, and 35% to come from protein, right? So that's the goal that's in my Fitness Pal. So the carbs, I got 38%. You can just see you can just see that photo. I'm over by 3%. The fat, I'm a little bit over by 2%, but the protein, I'm under. I am under in the protein. So I don't know if you guys are looking at this one where you see the macros. I don't know if you can even see my arrow, but that's the macros with the carbs are in like that teal color. Purple is the fat. The orangey color is the green. And so then if you look and let's break it down. So protein. Now I'm going to tell you guys the protein goal. Let me just say, the protein goal is to have, I hope you guys can hear me because I don't see anything but this screen. I made it bigger. So my protein goal was to have 136 grams. So I got a total of 115. So 21 grams of protein. So that just tells me, remember how I said I should have eaten 2 pieces of salmon. I only ate the 1. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add that piece of salmon. But because I'm adding that salmon, I'm going to have to take something away. So if we go down to the rest of my calorie intake, my carbs are at 146. My goal is 136 on Fitness Pal. Really, I try to get less than 100. But because I'm doing this, and you know, if I showed you my eating plan before March 5th, when I went, you know, without the meat except for the seafood for Lent, then you would have seen my carbs are usually 88, you know, up to not more than 90. But because I'm, you know, when you give up something, you replace it with something, I'm eating a little bit more carbs. So I am over, you know, my goal was 136. I got 146. So I'm over by 10. My fiber, I mean, I could just give it a chef's kiss. Look at that fiber, looking good. My goal was a 21. I got 44 grams. So when Simply Taisha talks about how she's getting all that fiber, she's getting all that fiber. Look at that. I'm not even eating as fabulous as she is. With the plant-based, I mean fabulous. I'm just not eating as you know, plant-based as she is. Okay, so let's look at the sugar. You know, my goal is 73 from Fitness Pal. I got 41, so I'm low in that sugar, which is great, right? The fat, now I went over a little bit. My goal for fat is 52, and I got up to 55, and I'm pretty sure it's because I added, well, they say the avocado oil is not really worth a lot, but also I have some fat in my peanut butter powder, which I'll talk about in a second. I can't remember how much it is. It's not a whole lot, but saturated fat. Now this is where I need to look at my diet, because really, remember, one of the reasons why I'm doing this is not to get that saturated fat. So my goal is 22. I'm at 25. And then they tell you about the polyunsaturated fat and then the mono unsaturated fat. And then I have 0 trans fat, which I'm happy with that. You know, trans fat is that fat that we don't want at all. And so that is it. That is how my diet is looking. So hopefully you guys could still see, see what I was showing you. So some of the things that I incorporated that was new in my whole, weight loss process is since I, gave up the meat for Lent, some of the things that I incorporated was that peanut butter powder that Taisha told me about, because, Taisha is, plant protein and plant-based. So I, tried to incorporate that. So I'll talk about this in a video this week about what I'm eating. So, but there's my peanut butter powder. There's my blueberries and strawberries. Then I have my bean dip, and that's the video I'm gonna produce, the bean dip. And my bean dip, look at my chips over here. Here's my little chips. I counted those out, and there are 10 tortilla chips. Now, if I had to give up something, it would be those tortilla chips, because I could tell on my Fitness Pal, that's some of the things, of course, it's adding to that carbs. So I would want to really take that away. If I took that away, I would meet my carb goal through my Fitness Pal, which was that 136. So it's just power in knowing, what you're doing and where you are at. So I love that, right? I love that. The power in knowing what you're eating, where you're at, what you're doing. And so I just want to say, before I show my weight, and if I lost or not and how much, that's why it's so fabulous to know what you're eating. I could track it. I could go back and track exactly, what I'm doing and how I am doing it. And I can see my macros like clear as day. So, when people were asking me, the only reason why I really didn't know is because I hadn't been really tracking like I should be since March 5th. But I wasn't far off, because I think I told Taisha, I'm pretty sure I didn't eat enough protein, because that's why I was hungry, right? I was hungry. So it's not like I'm not eating. I didn't put this up here. I was going to save it for the video, but I will tell you, my calories are 1550. Let's just say 1550. I want to say technically it's 1549. And yesterday, and pretty much for most days, I am getting, let me see, 14,483. So this is why I love the protein bar. Remember, I talked about this, because I could just take that half of a protein bar and add it in there, and that gives me my calories. Now, I'm not even taking into account I'm exercising. Remember, because I'm doing strength training 3 times a week, and then one of those days we do a cardio, like a whole body type of situation. So I'm not even counting that in there with the exercise. So really, I could eat a whole protein bar, and that's why I've still been pretty much continuing to lose weight. So let's see my weight. What do you guys think? So in the chat, I always ask this. I see other people have come in the chat. I'm going to go to the chat after I reveal my weight. But before I reveal the weight, what do you guys think? Let's make a prediction. Do you think I gained, or do you think I maintained, or do you think I stayed the same? What do you guys think? I see Mary came in the chat with a nice little tip. I love these tips from you guys. You guys are awesome. So what do you guys think? I didn't see anybody put your prediction, right? What do you think? Do you think I gained? Do you think I lost? Do you think I stayed the same? Geez, 101. Hello, hello. He said I lost. Thank you for that faith in me. All right. He said I lost. Okay. What do you guys think? Linda says I lost. Okay. Thank you, Linda. We shall see. So, remember 2 weeks ago, I maintained. Last week, I lost 0.2. What's up with that 0.2? They couldn't even give me a 0.5. Okay, Mary thinks I lost. Elaine says she thinks I lost because I have better habits. Okay, very good. Thank you, Elaine, for that faith. Delilah says I lost. Okay. Anybody else want to put their prediction in the chat? I'm about to show you guys. Okay. Not baby DD. Here I am. Bam. Oh my goodness. So I'm at 241.2. So I am down 65.2 pounds. I lost 2.4 pounds this week. Woo-hoo-hoo. I'm so excited. And I told you guys, my non-scale victory, I always want to put that in there because we always have them, right? My non-scale victory is that I could wear I have like 4 or 5 jackets or vests that I, have. And now it's the kind of time here in Ohio for that. And so I have ones that I can fit. And this one I could not fit. I could not zip it up. So I'm going to show you guys, not only can I fit it, I can actually zip it. Let's zip it. Let's zip it. Let's zip it, zip it, zip it. Let's zip it. Let's zip it. And I have a bunch of them. I have a bunch of really cute ones that I could not fit. I could not zip up at all. So before I came on this live, maybe I'll wear one on Friday because Fridays I kind of like to dress up. So geez, one of one. I wanted to ask you to come on our live on Friday. We need some guys on there. I don't know if you're listening and you're just not coming in, but if you're not busy on Friday, come to Friday Night Live at 8:30. I said, next time I see you, I was going to ask you that. But anyway, I digress. So back to the weight loss. I'm so excited. So I want to be down in those 230s. That's my next goal for next week. I'm not going to stress out about it. I am eating more carbs because I'm substituting for that, not having that meat. So, that bean dip, I chose the bean dip because, it has fiber in it. It has a bunch of different beans. It has fiber in it. The tortilla chips, I see Mary recommended a tortilla chip. The ones I picked out because they have fiber. And then flax seeds and all kind of good stuff. And I'm telling you, they work. So that's why I picked that one out. But I'm willing to try other things. As long as I like it, and can stand it. I would say I don't have to like it. As long as I can stand eating it. I love a good crunch. So anything crunchy. But if it got down to it, I would just eliminate that and I could eat the bean dip by itself. It's that good. I substituted and made it kind of like GLP friendly, or if somebody's watching their sugar intake, a little bit friendly. I kind of, added that to it to make it that way. So I'm going to put the recipe in there. It's going to be the original recipe. You're going to see the substitutions because I realize everybody watching these videos may not be on a GLP-1 or on a weight loss journey. They just might want to make a good dip. Like I used to make this dip and take it to different functions when I was not on a weight loss journey. And it would be like one of the first things to go. So I just think it hits all the different targets. Fiber, you get your beans, you got your healthier carbs. And so yeah, I'm gonna try to get that video out. I might get it out tomorrow. I might not get it out tonight, but hopefully you'll make the dip and try it and let me know. And so so I am just excited, right? I'm excited. I'm like, I got to get in those 230s. You know how like when you go down another level, you get so excited about that. So that's the point I'm at. So that is all about me. Enough about me. Let's talk about you guys. People were saying hello. I'm just going to run down and all these hellos. I think I said hello and greeted everyone that came in. I hope so. If I greeted you guys and let you, this is a beautiful looking community. You guys are so beautiful. I'm going to start coming in here and say, hey, beautiful. Because everybody is so nice looking and handsome. Everybody's saying hello. I love that. So Delilah says, one thing I had to learn is just because other people do have or experience something more than I do, doesn't mean I also don't have that said issue. Okay, very good, very good. Well said. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Maybe it's something I said, but I like it. Hi, Dee Dee. I made a live stream. Yes, Elaine, you made the live stream. That's so funny. I am glad you are here. So you can hear me say the baby Dee Dee. Elaine, you did. That is awesome. Yes. It's side effect. Me too. And on Sundays, it's not a long live. Some of my lives go for 2 hours, 2.5 hours. This one is only going for an hour, maybe a little bit over, because this is the day I take my daughter to her gymnastics. So we won't be on too much longer. But I appreciate your time. I appreciate everybody coming. Let's not talk about sleep, says Elaine. And yes, I sleep with the heater on me every night. You are not alone. You are not alone. Remember that Michael Jackson song? Oh my goodness. Yes. The code. Is that like a side effect though? So Delilah says cold can be a side effect of weight loss, not exactly due to the meds itself. It's also thought it may be related to reduced food intake and decreased thermogenesis, the body's ability to generate heat. Yes, and that thermogenesis is a real thing. I figured it was related to weight loss, but I'm just shocked that it's not, and I don't know that it's not, I think tomorrow in Eli Lilly, tomorrow in Simply Taisha's live, and Simply Taisha, if I'm wrong, corrects me. But I think she's going to be going to that Eli Lilly website. Not about that, but when she's on there, remind me to ask her to look for that code as a side effect. Great point, Delilah. Delilah is so knowledgeable. Linda's Journey said, I only had cold feet during my first 2 injections of 2.5 milligrams, but not since. It has been my only symptom on Zepbound. Okay, your only symptom. Very good. My doctor really prepared me for side effects. Yes, and you know what? A lot of doctors don't. I know my doctor did not prepare me for the side effects. I just I went to the website. I don't know if people are going to that Eli Lilly website. When you think about it, and if you've been on there, it really has a lot of information on there about everything going on. I just can't remember that. That doesn't stand out to me. And I guess they figure you're taking this medicine, you're going to go to the website. But no. That's why we're coming to you, Doc, for you to fill us in, let us know. And our bodies, hopefully, that can kind of guide us. So Elaine says, that's our baby Dee Dee. Oh, Dee Dee. Oh, thank you guys. You guys are saying she's so cute. I appreciate that. Yeah, Delilah. As soon as she hears her name, and I think she saw her, heard me saying I was showing pictures, so she wanted to know, are they approved? Are they baby Dee Dee approved pics? Thank you, thank you, thank you. So Delilah says, I've seen someone replace the water in their PB2 or PB Fit with sugar-free syrup. They said it's the you know what? So now I gotta try it. Okay, I can see that. I can see where that would be. That would sweeten it up for sure. What about agave? Don't they have like an agave syrup, like some kind of syrup, maple syrup even? I guess if you're trying to avoid, I'm not a fan of like all things sugar free. I think that's probably not as healthy as even the original. I think we kind of been brainwashed into thinking it was, and it's not. So if I would do that, I might try that because I have a little bit of maple syrup, not a lot. I would measure that maple syrup out just to I think you would only need a little tad bit to take it up a notch. And we saw G's 101 is in here. Okay, people are saying hello. This is good, Dee Dee. Taisha is always amazing with her meals and dietary plans. She is. Wade, G's 101 said he weighed in this morning down 39.4. You lost 12.5% of your total body weight in just 12 weeks. And you've been on 7.5 milligrams for 5 weeks now. Well, I would say that is an alley-oop. That's a slam dunk. That's a home run. I don't know. What else do you call it? A touchdown? Love it, love it, love it. Congratulations. I know you feel good about yourself. Doesn't that make you feel good? That is so awesome. You are doing it. So you're almost 40. I say anything that ends with a 0, I consider that a milestone. So 39.4 is nothing to sneeze at, but you're going to be at that 40, and you might even skip 40 and be at 50 with this weight loss going on. I love it. Keep up the great work. So people are saying, congratulations, Kimmy K. I have a million names for this lady. This is my accountability partner. How are you today? Happy Sunday. And so people are saying congratulations. Okay. Mary says, look for, is it Siete chips? They are grain free, no preservatives. Check them out the next time you go to the store. Yes, I kind of happened to see that when I was and talking. I can see over in the corner in some of these chats. I try not to look at it because I don't want to get distracted. I could easily be distracted from a thought. I mean, geez, Louise, it gets worse with age too. But thank you. I will check that out. Like I said, the ones I picked out is because it had a nice little amount of fiber. It had a lot of, nuts and all things that sound good for you to eat. You'll see it in the video when I show it. And then Mary, I'll be contacting you too. Yeah, you're on my list. You're on my list of things to do. All right, so people are saying congratulations. Oh, I guess this is for me, right? With the loss. Okay, so we have our predictions. Very good. Lakeisha says congratulations. Thank you. Thank you, Elaine. Thank you, Mary. Thank you. Geez, 101. Little diva, that's my girl. You're gonna make me go and buy some hats. Yeah, you gotta sport those hats. You know, the funny thing is, I would never wear hats. Can you believe I never wore a hat? I never wanted to get my hair messed up. Not just not. I mean, it could be winter, it could be a blizzard. You would not catch me in a hat. You barely would catch me in a hood. But then, of course, I had a perm, and I let my perm, I let my perm grow out, and a perm does for my texture of hair what a perm it does opposite for some of my friends. So it'll make their hair curly. It makes my hair straight. And so I should say some of my Caucasian friends. I know some of my Black friends out there are like, our hair does not get straight with the perm. I'm talking about my Caucasian friends. So their hair gets straight with the perm, curly with the perm. My hair gets straight with the perm. And when I let that grow out, now I'm just Frizz City, and it's just all, it's just doing its own thing. It's not straight. It's not straight. When my hair gets wet, it kind of curls up, right, naturally, which I call it frizzy. It's kind of like the frizzy look. But I started wearing hats because I started getting cold. As I got older, I started getting cold. And I thought, this is what my parents were talking about when they said, girl, you better put a hat on your head. When you get older, you're going to put that hat on. And so I have. Luckily, my daughter likes to wear hats. Like she's not worried about her hair yet. Now that might change. That might change. But thank you, Taisha. Thank you. You get a hat. We're going to be hat twins. Thank you, Kim. Okay, I'll try to be available. Okay, thank you. I'm reading on the side instead of reading up here. Okay, I'll try to be available. I have to come up with another name for the men that are a part of this community other than Divalicious. Yes, 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 yes. That's why I said I'm going to come in here and say, hey, beautiful people. Okay, people are saying hello. Elaine, 1 year for you. Andy Mary, that's right. I'm glad you said that, Elaine. Elaine is this is her Mounjaro anniversary, right? 1 year. I think it was March 29th. And so, Mary, are you the exact same day? March 29th. You guys are awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. How do you guys feel about a year? Did you ever think you would make it this far for a year? I think that's awesome because remember the statistics show a lot of folks start off and then they fall off. They don't last 3 months, let alone 6 months, let alone one whole year. So I think that's just awesome. I think that's just awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, congratulations. That is an accomplishment for sure. Zip it. That's how I initially felt when I was able to zip my jacket like yours again. 9-scale victory. It is. It is. I mean, I was in here yesterday because yesterday it was, I say it was 60. So, not hot enough for a jacket. Like to me, I stay cold. Even before, Mounjaro, I was on the colder side. So I always have to have something, even putting it in the car. I still got my little fake fur in the car. Ready to go just in case I need it. I left it in there. But yeah, so I have these vests and I could not wear these vests. And there are some cute ones. Like I said, I may wear one on Friday just to wear it. Cause I try to like not dress up, but I just try to look a little nice. I don't know. For some reason, I think the topic calls for it. So anyway, I might wear one on Friday unless I get hot up in here and then I'll be coming out of that. Mary says, being cold at times from time to time, my feet stay cold now. It cooled me off. Yeah, because you were probably hot with those hot flashes. Oh, hey, Lakeisha. I hope you're having a fantabulous weekend. Okay, very good. I see somebody saying thanks to Beverly. Did I miss Beverly up in here? No, I did not. Did I miss Beverly? Maybe she's down the pike. I hope I didn't miss Beverly. Um, did I miss Beverly? Are you in here? Wait. I see that fabulous, that fabulous profile pic. Oh my goodness. So, okay, I did miss you. Okay, let me see. I must have missed, I skipped down way too far. Okay. All right, here we go. Kim J, I sang zip it real good. Like Push It by Salt and Pepper. I love that. Delilah says, I don't think that sugar-free is better. It's that bleached, refined white sugar is worse. Cane sugar and natural sugars are far better, but harder to find. Okay, now they're really sitting out saying, buy me at Whole Foods. You got to go to Whole Foods. I see those all the time. Yeah, I kind of buy the plant-based, the stevia, but stevia has some kind of chemical in it. I buy the one that says, I think it's called ethanol. I buy the one without that in there. So yeah, you just got to read the labels and all of that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't buy artificial sweeteners and put it in a lot of stuff. The only thing I would really even put it in was coffee. Now I buy like that Oath. I'm sure they have artificial sweeteners. They has have an artificial sweetener because that Oath is good. Those Oath protein drinks. And so, but yeah, so I don't add anything to that, but I add that Fairlife to my coffee in the morning, and that sweetens it up for me. That's really all I need. Like my sweet tooth is not like it used to be, which I hear a lot of people say that, which is great, right? You know, you don't want it to be. And so to me, it's more sweet. It's more sweetness than I even need. I just, you know, I'm fine with that. But, you know, and whatever floats your boat. You want to try that, go ahead and try that. You know, I might try that with a little drop of maple syrup. I may try that, but I don't even think I need it. My strawberries, you know, they're not in season here. Well, I don't know. I shouldn't say here. I feel like they haven't been really sweet in here. I don't know where they're getting these strawberries from, but they still have like that little sour taste to them, kind of, where they're not as ripe, I guess. So I'm waiting to get some strawberries that are nice and sweet. And when I get those babies, I'm not going to need to put anything in that protein powder. It'll be just as sweet. If those strawberries were a tad bit sweeter, it would have been perfect. It would have been perfect. But try it and let us know. You know, a girl has a right to change her mind. I may change my mind, but for right now, I'm good. Um, Good afternoon, family. What's going on? How's everyone doing? Did I miss the update, Dee Dee? Yes, you did. So people, I think, are filling you in. Um, Mary Elaine says, yes, I totally forgot to shout you out as my 1 year anniversary twin. We'll do an update tonight. Oh, that is so cool. She's going to shout you out. I love it. I love it. Siete, is that Siete? Sadie? I don't know. You know, I'm always doing the phonics on these words. Brand was the bomb, but they've sold out to Pepsi Company, and now I can't believe they'll keep it the same. Okay, all right, really, I'm gonna look for those in Whole Foods. Whole Foods is where you need to go, and go in that the baking sugar aisle where they have the sugar and stuff, and you'll see they have just such a variety of sweeteners and sugar and different types of sugar. And I've seen cane sugar in there for sure. Kim J, she says, I'm cold with MJ, but yes, Delilah, my doc said you could get cold from losing weight in general. I believe that for sure. Taisha says, I went through a Kango phase when I was younger. You did. Oh my goodness. I think I may bring that back. Yes, yes, yes. Bring it back. She's bringing the Kangos back. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Remember that song? So what is it called? I'm bringing sexy back. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Okay. Ow, honey. Out, honey. It says, I don't know what's up, but even lives have ads. What the heck, YouTube? No one wants ads during a live. You miss things like there's already been 3 ads for me. That is so funny. You know what? I said the same thing when I was on somebody else's video. When I was on their live video, I was like, I keep getting these lives. You know, once you're monetized, yeah, you know, you could put ads on the video, and you know, I have my stuff automatic. I haven't done anything with it. I've only been monetized short. It's like a week now, so I haven't done much. So you know, just chill out, Delilah. Chill out. Delilah says the Diva Dudes. Okay, okay. All right, that's a good one. Thanks, Beverly. He's saying, Delilah, I get mine at Publix. They're a little pricey, but they are good. That sounds good. Yep, March 29th, titrated up to 10. So on your 1 year, you went up to 10. I love that. I'm definitely proud of making it over a year and being consistent. The new version of me rocks. Yes, and I want to say, because since you said that, I'm going to put a shout out on my post too, but I just think that is so awesome. Taisha she went viral, and her video got 10,000 views in 5 days. I didn't count today because technically it did yesterday. So that's 5 days. And I just love that. That took her over the 2,000 subscriber mark. So she is doing it. I love that. I love that. So yeah, I just want to shout that out. That's like goals. I think that is so cool, so cool, so cool. And I haven't seen, I don't know, I'm sure it's people in the GLP-1 community. I don't know. But all of the folks I'm watching, I just thought that was so awesome. Usually you see that 6 months out, 9 months out. I don't even know if I've seen it 3 months out, but maybe. But now I'm seeing it, I'm seeing it in 5 days. 5 days. That's so awesome. Love that. All right. Delilah says, I hear so much about Publix, Miss Mary. I wish I was in Florida to check it out. I know I don't have a Publix near me either. Yes, Miss Taisha, you're the best version of you, and you should be proud. I'm proud of you. Yes, yes, yes. Taisha is doing it. I really like monk fruit. Okay, okay. I haven't gotten into monk fruit, but isn't that a good sweetener I hear? All right, Beverly is hitting us with, yeah, you guys tell me about your, I didn't even get to that tell me about what you're celebrating, your losses. My weigh days are on Thursday, 42.6 pounds and 25 weeks, pushing on today was my first time. A few people looked at me and said, hey, you're losing weight in church. Yes, yes, yes. Oh man, did you say amen, amen? Thank you. I love that. It feels good when people notice, right? Because you're putting all that hard work in. I love that for you, Bev. I just love that. Now, Bev says, I do not use sugar. I've been using monk fruit for about 6 or 7 years now. It's a little pricey, but if you're diabetic, it doesn't give you a spike. Thank God. I'm not a diabetic, though. That's a good tip for all the people that are diabetics. I love that. So when I go to, because I've seen it, I don't add a lot of sugar to much, but it would have been probably came in handy for this bean dip I made. So I'm gonna have to look at that, for the next time. I hate the stevia aftertaste, says Delilah, and aloes. I wish more pre-made would use this natural aloes. It's a naturally occurring sugar found at low levels in figs, raisins, wheat, maple syrup, and molasses. Yes, yes, yes. I don't know why they do that. But this stevia I have now, I'm going to tell you, and this bean dip is, you might notice it a little bit. I'm going to give some alternatives, though, that people could use. And next time I'm going to do something different, too, just to, you got to try it until it works for you. I don't like my coffee sweet, just half and half. I wished I did so I could mix it with a protein shake. Oh, okay. So you don't like your coffee sweet, just half and half. Okay. It's not sweet though. It really is not. Like that Fairlife doesn't make it sweet to me at all. And I only use a little bit, because they fill the coffee up so much. It to me is so expensive what they charge you for the coffee. I don't like pouring any of it out. It takes me days, like this small coffee. And I know people think this is gross, but I reheat it. It's a going joke at my place of work where, I come in with the small coffee, I leave out with the small coffee, come back in the next morning, leave out the next day, the same coffee, right? It takes me 3 days to drink it literally. And I just reheat it. And you might think it's gross, but I think it's pretty good. And so by the time I do get to that third day, of drinking the coffee, I've added more Fairlife to it. So I will say that it does sweeten up as I add it. But initially, I don't even really taste it. It just changes the color. And that, for some reason, makes me feel better about it. The word siete in Spanish means 7. Yes. Oh, it's siete. Okay. Yeah, I know. Now I know some Spanish now. One of my good friends, she's kind of like a cousin sister. She teaches Florida in Spanish. I mean, she teaches Florida in Spanish. She teaches Spanish in Florida. Her name is Tanya. Tanya teaches Spanish. I have to get to Florida to visit her. So the last time we saw each other, she came here. Her parents live here. So I have to get to visit her. But then I'll contact all my Florida people if I'm close. But yeah, so sometimes we call, my daughter have a question about, she wants to know what this word is in Spanish, and she calls her. And I think my daughter's fascinated because she's a Black lady and she knows all this Spanish. Her kids went to a Spanish speaking school. She's just all in. She went to abroad. I know so many people that took Spanish in school, and like I think I took it from 5th grade to 8th grade. I can't tell you, but I could tell you the numbers. I could tell you how to say hello, goodbye, basics, but I can't speak it. Well, she actually speaks it very fluently. So that's pretty cool. She actually tutored some of my, I don't know why I'm telling all this, but she actually tutored a couple of my students that I previously had. Her mom wanted them tutored in Spanish, and she tutored them. It was, virtual, but it was still, she did it. So if you have anybody who needs tutoring in Spanish, let me know. I have someone that's a Spanish teacher that would probably be able to fit you in. Simply Taisha says, these ads have been on lives all year. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, they didn't just start here, but I don't think Delilah was saying that either, though, that they started here. But yeah, they have been, because I remember bringing it up too. I meant hard to find as used in ready-made products, not as a product to use for, oh, okay, for myself in my own cooking. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Like, why aren't they using that? There must be some reason. Elaine, yes, honey, we are twins. Yes, yes, yes. I love that. You guys started on, who knew? You started on the same day that you would meet up in the GLP-1 community. Kim says, yes, sugar-free things aren't as healthy as I like. Protein bars, drinks, syrups, ketchups, barbecue sauces, but better than the addictive sugar in those Coke, cakes, carby foods probably eaten. Yes, and I always say, do what you can. Start somewhere, but a lot of doctors will say those are even worse. Kim, I don't know if you've heard that, but those are even worse than the Cokes, the cakes, and the carby foods, especially the Cokes and some of the drinks. Like people drink Dr. Pepper and Diet Pepsi. And this is not coming from me, right? This is coming from, doctors I've heard say it, and people say it. But I always say, you got to start somewhere, right? You got to start somewhere. And to me, it starts with the substitution, and then you get a better substitution, and then hopefully you wean yourself off or not, or not. Before this journey and for my A1C so far, I transitioned to it, and hopefully eventually I'll get off more. See, that's what I was just saying. At some point, moderation is key. Baby steps, to each his own. Yes, yes, yes. I agree. You can find cane sugar in the regular supermarket. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I've seen it also in the regular supermarket, but I'm just saying, when Delilah said she didn't see it, I mean, it's like, I feel like it's like standing out super, obvious at Whole Foods. I've only seen 2 lives with them and hated. I know, because you're in the group. I asked somebody too. I said, am I missing something? Are we all getting them at the same time? I don't know. I'll be on my spring break, so I'll have more time to look into it. But yeah. Yeah, especially if you're in listening to it, like, if I missed that because I was clicking on this ad. Thank you, Dee Dee. Slow and steady wins the race. Yes, yes, yes. That's our motto. Slow and steady wins the race. Mary Cobb says, I really feel good mentally from Zepbound, among other health benefits. Well, that's what's up, Mary. That is what's up. That's where it's at. Feeling good mentally, and the other health benefits are just kind of like icing on the cake. Because I think if you don't have that mental health there, like I say, it's going to be a lot of people when they lose this weight that will, have some struggles, because that whole mental piece now has to be tackled. But if you could do them both at the same time, and sometimes it's exhausting, right? People don't have that time, energy, or effort to do them both. But if you're working on them both at the same time, that's even better. It's like losing weight and, doing the weights at the same time, and not waiting till you lose weight to start working out. It's kind of like that same idea. But again, I say, you people, that's one of the things I loved about that Coach Romiko. You have to meet people where they are. He said that, and it's never been truer since he said it. I've heard it before, but that's the last person I've heard say that in a conversation with me. Elaine says, congratulations, Taisha. Glad to be one of those 2,000. So proud of you, Zen friend. And then Kim is saying, happy anniversary to you too. And Taisha is saying thank you. People are doing some congratulating. Simply Taisha says, Delilah, I didn't know until Dee Dee told me she saw one on the live in January. I also heard other people complaining about ads on other lives I watched. That makes me even more happy to have premium. And I think Elaine has premium too, if I'm not mistaken. I said I was going to get premium back as well. And that's probably why they want you to, a way to get you into that premium. I had it and then I let it run its course. So I think that, I don't know if they'll give me another, like a 30-day option. They were trying to get me to stay when it was time to renew and I didn't renew. I like set my alarm for that because I did not want to pay that extra. I was trying it out and it is nice. Taisha saying thank you to Elaine. Delilah, to me, I only use stevia when the product I'm using it in will be cooked. If it's added to something that will remain cold, I'll skip the stevia. Okay, yeah. And if you don't like the taste, that's the best thing to do. That makes sense though. DD, I love cold brew. Oh, I do not. I'm barely drinking the hot coffee. That's why it takes me days to even get through it. Cold brew is the best coffee in my opinion. I make it at home regularly and I absolutely love it. Now, DD, 3 days is too long. Oh, I know. I hear it all the time. And, all those coffee nistas, I walk by them at work. They have in the teacher's lounge, they have like a little shop set up. One of our officers has a little, he works in our building and he has a whole little station he, brought in and they have everything set up. And yeah, I think I've gone down there one time, but I see them walking up with their fresh coffee, smelling vanilla and good, fabulous. And I walk by with my 3-day-old coffee and it's just as fabulous. That just goes to show you I'm not a coffee person at all, Jen, at all. It works for me. I'm with you, Delilah. The ads are so irritating during the live, so I get it. MO. For you, DD, but I can hardly wait to hit that skip button. I'm missing the live in real time. And trust me, I was there. I've been there, done that. I said that to Taisha. I just thought I was so weirded out by it at first because I was like, what? Am I on the wrong am I on the wrong thing? It's funny. You don't learn about stuff until you actually have to, kind of be involved in it or run into it. Get a Keurig, makes a small cup. Yes, they have those at work. So if I ever needed one, I would. But yeah, I know that's what I smell walking so fabulous in the vanilla and all the scents. It smells like candy sometime in the morning in our hallway. I taught English in Toluca, Mexico. Wow, the kids learned a lot as well as me. That was in 2001 or 2. Wow, very good. I love that. I taught English in Mexico. I say Mexico. I love saying Mexico. There is a reason it's cheaper to use crab they use than to get the quality substitutes. I knew it all boiled down to money, Delilah. Isn't that a shame? Beverly saying thank you. There's a coconut sugar. Ooh, that sounds yummy. As a T2D, and I know that means type 2 diabetic, I use monk fruit or aloes too. Every now and then, and again, but it makes my sugar levels go up too. Oh man. Okay, all right, very good. But that's you're trying some substitutions. My brother just got back from Switzerland and got my mom a ring box size of chocolate. She said each chocolate was the size of a jelly bean, but so darn delicious, and it was so expensive. But I bet you that was like the quality, like best, chocolate. Sorry for the confusion, everyone. I mean, it's hard or impossible to find in ready-made products. Yes, now I got that, but yeah, it took a minute. Thank you for clearing that up. Dee, get premiums. It's not expensive at all, and it's worth it not to see the ads. Well, it's worth it to me, LOL. That is too funny. Yeah, well, see, I'm on that retirement budget. When I get to where you are, can be able to. I'm trying to get to where you are, Taisha. We're on that retirement, but they use real cane sugar, and you can tell. Okay, very good. Delilah Zip, it really good. Oh, she's still singing the song. Zip it real good. I love it. I was really going through a tough time in the beginning. Okay, yeah, and I can imagine you've had so many things going on in your life. But you got to stay healthy though, because you had a lot of sickness around you. So you got to stay healthy. I feel like that too, Mary. I feel like I can't afford to be sick. So many people depend on me that I can't afford to be sick. You know, if I'm sick, like, what are they gonna do? Delilah says, yes, Dee Dee, that's exactly why they put so many ads. They've even said it. Okay, I can see that. Everything boils down to that, right? You can heat cold brew. The thing is making it with heat to brew makes it bitter. Cold brewing avoids that. Oh, okay. I just don't really care for the taste of coffee. You know, it's kind of which I think a lot of people drink coffee because I'm sure it does help suppress your appetite. A little, it does for me. I don't know if it does for people what they get out of it, but for me, it also does suppress my appetite, and it helps when I'm trying to and now for some reason at home, maybe because it's so much for me to do, I don't think about it. But maybe at school when I'm seeing the kids eat their snacks, people walking around with snacks, their fancy little, McDonald's cafe drinks and all that they're drinking, it helps to suppress my appetite and it makes me not even kind of want to eat. So that's what the coffee does for me a little bit. Um, oh, Mary, you use a French press. That sounds super fancy smancy. Yes, I love premium, but I did hear that it cheats those with YouTube compensation out of their viewer hours, or they don't get paid as much. So I subscribe to my husband's page to all of y'all channels. All right, very good. Thank you. Elaine for the win. Elaine's coming in there helping us out. I love that. Um, Delilah says, I love French press too, but my screen needs a replacement. Okay, all right, very good. She loves her Keurig. I don't know if I'm saying that. Allulose spikes your blood sugar, Kim J. Oh no. Okay. It doesn't everything spike the blood sugar. Jeez Louise. I'm just saying. It doesn't for me, but I know we are all different. Okay, very good, very good. We are different. Happy Sunday. She is Tamika. How are you? And so people are saying hello to she is Tamika, and she says she loves a cold brew too. You do? Oh my God, what's up with you guys in this cold coffee? And people are saying hello. Of course, Elaine says hello, gorgeous. I love saying hi, gorgeous. If you like sweet tea, use 2/3 of a cup to the hot coffee. If you like sweet tea, use 2/3 of a cup to the hot tea. It's perfect. I use 11 Lipton tea bags to a gallon. Okay, now I don't like tea at all. At all. The only tea I like is sweet tea that's on GLP-1. That is it. I'm not a tea person at all. But that's people. I'm sure so many people are. So thank you for sharing that. I'm the only one who I know that doesn't like tea. Everybody else I know likes tea. Let's see. I just like a good coffee. Caffeine doesn't affect ADH users, HDAers like it does the normies. Okay, you just like good coffee. I like that. Delilah. Okay. Allulose, like the Los and Carlos. Allulose. Okay, all right. Thank you. I love a cold brew too. All these cold coffee brew drinkers. I like my coffee strong, 1 cup a day. Gotta have it. I make it with Fairlife milk, so I can relate to you on that. So I don't even have to make it twice a week because it lasts. One small cup lasts me for the 2 small cups last me all week long. That is just so funny. You should see those people looking at me. They are in disbelief at work, and people are saying hello. She says of stevia. Okay, wait. Let's see. What did you say, Mary? To add that on to it. Oh gosh, I'll never find it at this rate. And when I scroll up in the chat, oh sorry, when I scroll up in this chat, it just kind of I lose my place. I'm sorry. Miss Mary, David loves unsweet tea and adds his own sweetener because he's a pre-T2D, type 2 diabetic. Okay. Hi, Bev. It's Bustelo coffee. I need it strong. Oh my gosh. Well, I used to work with a guy that and he's Italian. He's since retired in the last 2 years here. But he used to drink espresso. He would make espresso and he would drink the espresso. Now that's some strong, strong coffee. He would make his espresso and he would offer, shots. And I just tried it once and I never had to worry about trying that again. Oh, you said 2/3 cup of stevia, which what you sent us. Okay, very good. Dee Dee, I only drink tea if I'm sick, not unless I can't poop. Then I'll drink smooth move tea. Yeah, I remember that, right? Remember that smooth move tea? That was a running joke on one of our Friday nights. Jeez Louise. Yes, Dee Dee, just like that, Miss Ma'am, perfection with that pronunciation. Yes, I need you in there to help me out. Like spell it out, and I can definitely say it. Sometimes I play back some of my lives. I'm talking about all these medical terms. I'm going to be so knowledgeable whenever, in a couple of years from now, all this information I'm finding out. And but some of those terms, I look at those terms and so I'll listen to the pronunciation to it too. And then when you see it, and it's a whole nother bag of worms when you're on live and you see it, it's like I'm seeing it for the first time. So yeah, because I just kind of have to know how the word is pronounced, and then I get in here and say something totally different. But Stello is so good. I use it, and I hope that's right. I use it to make a cold brew. Okay, you guys with this cold brew. All right, so anybody else before I'm out of here celebrating a success? This week, how much did I lose? 2.4, was it 2.4 pounds? And just to summarize, I said I am going to add more protein. I'm going to be making a video about all I'm eating and what I'm doing, piecemealing it together. So that was where I made my mistake. If you guys didn't catch that, that's where I made my mistake is not eating enough protein. So I'm going to substitute, switch some things around, and I'll hit my goal. But I am eating. So you'll see on the video, I am eating 1,500 calories. Like I said, I'm not taking into the account of the exercise. So I have liberty to eat. And that's why on Sundays, I have like a day where I will eat, something that I want to eat that I feel, if I feel like it. Sometimes I do it and sometimes I don't. And so that kind of balances my calories out. And so, I'm losing slow and steady. Like we all say, slow and steady wins the race. I love that. So I'm at 65. Just think about it. I'll be at 70 pounds down here pretty soon. I'll give myself by the end of April for sure. I should be at 70 pounds down. And then my goal is to get to that 100 by July. But if I don't make it, I'm going to give myself grace and get there when I get there. But I will get there. But at least by 2025, I say July, in the summer, I'm hoping I could kick it up a notch with the exercise even more so. But you never know what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it. I have to recalibrate my calories too, because when you lose, you're supposed to go back in and adjust those calories. So, and that's what kept me stagnant for so long, because I was eating 1,800 for a long time. I just didn't even think about going back in there and changing my calories up. So, but anyway, I think we saw Felicia Marie B. Hello, hello. She says, me and my dad hit 50 pounds down yesterday on Mounjaro and Zepbound. You are doing this with your dad. I love that. Tell your dad we said congratulations. That is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So you both hit 50 pounds. Are you saying together, like the downsize? Do they say theirs together, or are you just saying separately? You're doing that. I did want to say, I don't know if Simply Taisha is on here or not, but Simply Taisha and I are going to be, and this has kind of got me off on that tangent, Felicia, but Simply Taisha and I will be going live this week with the downsize. We're going to be doing a collab. How is that? How awesome is that? And so I got to get it together. I'm going to be getting it together. I'm going to be hitting them up because I'm going to be the one hosting it, right? They want me to host it. So I'm a hostess with the hostess. I remember seeing that on one of their interviews, that interview I did with them. So I am going to be on there with them. So yeah, Taisha is on there. So we're going to be the four of us on there this week. I'm going to put out something to let you guys know. So hopefully you'll join us there. I'm pretty sure it's Thursday, but I'll be putting something out tomorrow, no later than Tuesday. And they've talked about it in their lives. I don't know if you heard them talk about that. We're going to be going live. We just had to get it together. Next week, I'm on spring break. So you might see or hear from me more on Tuesday. If you are a member, and shout out to my channel members. If you are a member, I will be doing something on Tuesday to celebrate for the members, my 1,000 subscribers. I think I'm at like 1,030 something now. So cool, so cool. And so, yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm excited about that. So I'll be doing something. So if you're a channel member, and I think it's a lot of you in here, if you see like Simply Taisha's one, so next to those little, your name, you'll see like a little circle. So we have Taisha, we have Beverly that's in here. I don't know if I see anybody else in here. Jerlene, I know is one. She's in here. So if you're a member, on Tuesday, because I'm off on Tuesday, I'll be on spring break. I'll be doing something just for the members. Sometimes I send little videos, just a little shout out, little pick me up. But I appreciate the support. I really, really do. This is so cool. I just never saw myself like being even on camera. Can you believe that? Never saw myself being on camera. So Felicia had, when she said her dad, it got me off on a tangent, but let's go back to Felicia. I want to go back to her because I don't want to tear up, but I'm going to go back to her because where is she at? I just love that you are doing that with your dad. Let me say that again. I just love that. I mean, tell your dad, good for you. I think, when you have like a supportive husband I have supportive friends, too, but I just think that's so special that you're doing it with your dad. And I think it's so special if you have a spouse that's supporting you. I just love that. I love that. I love seeing that. Like I know Kim J's husband's very supportive. I know Taisha's husband's very supportive. I know Twan's husband's very supportive. I know Elaine's husband is very supportive. Those are the ones that I know. Of course, Linda's Journey on here, the people that I could just think of off the top of my head. So I love that for you because some people don't have that. And so I hope that makes you feel, really proud that you're doing that with your dad. So I wanted to get back and say that. I wanted to get back, but I forgot. I didn't want to forget about mentioning that we'll be doing a live with the downsides. Yes, is it Thursday at 7? Okay. Yes, I got to go look at that email. I have so many things going on in this brain, Taisha. I knew it was Thursday. I couldn't remember what time exactly, but so yeah. And if you can't make it, watch the replay. But we want you to come live and answer. Talk to us. We're just gonna have some fun. We're gonna have fun on the live. You never know what Dee Dee's up to. Well, the downside. They are so cute. They are so cute. They have not, people who have worked with me before, with teaching, like, I just come up with some cool things to do, some creative ideas, and people have just learned to go with it, and it is fun. So I don't know how I'm going to do something different, but I just know we want to have fun. We want you guys to come and talk to us, and we're all so different. Like we all have our own different personalities. So I love diversity. Remember I said I love the diversity of people coming together, and we all have something in common, right, with this GLP-1. So maybe you'll get to know a little bit about us. If you have questions you want to ask, send them to me, but better yet, show up in the chat and let us know. Ask Taisha, she'll be on there too. So we're looking forward to that. So she says, thank you, everyone. I will send my dad all your love. Yes. And beautiful profile pic, by the way. Mail to the B. Yes. I got to get out of here. Hi. She says, I almost missed the live. What is it about the downsides and Taisha and Dee Dee? Yes, I don't know. You've been on there. Maybe you were multitasking on their live when they talked about we're going to be doing a live together. Well, we finally planned it. We did it on my spring break. We're doing it at Thursday at 7. And I'm looking forward to it. I think it will be fun. So, Delilah, I'm going to remind you. I'm going to have to remind you. She said, okay, so yeah, but I gotta go. I am taking my daughter to gymnastics. She just changed her clothes. She's ready to go. And so watch out for the video about the bean dip. And remember, it's vertical. If Kofia, if you're out there watching, don't get on me, girl. I tried to do it horizontal and it just didn't work out that way. I'm going to put it out. I already put the ingredients together, so now I can't remake the video. So it'll be what it'll be, and then I'm gonna make a different version of it for the summer, and maybe while I'm on spring break and add some different things, and I'll re-record. But I'm putting this baby out because it's gonna kind of go into my whole not eating meat for this Lent time, and I don't know. I need to find out how many more days I have on Lent because you know, I am learning some things. I'm learning some things, I'm the type of person I might say, I can't wait till it's over and then I'll continue to do the no meat. Who knows? But anyway, thank you. Let your light shine. Hello, hello. Look at that beautiful profile pic. You have a channel. I don't know why I didn't realize that. I was on there. It's like a podcast. And I went on there and I listened to it. You walk and talk, on your adventure, your interviews. I just love that. I love that. I was just scrolling by one day, went on there in the morning. I was still in the bed. I went on the channel and, honey, give me my phone. I went on the channel and when I went on the channel, I was just like, oh, okay. I was intrigued. I got on there and then I just was like into it. And I love that. Walking and talking. Good idea. Good idea. I've seen people do it, but not as smooth as you. I'm getting hot. I got to get out of here. All right. So who else did I see coming here after? I just want to say, yeah, it does end. I think it ends April 17th. It ends April 17th. So you have to go back and watch the replay because I had to take my daughter to gymnastics. Vertical is completely fine, Dee Dee. We'll end with that. We'll end with that. Some people are tough cookies, like with these videos. Jeez, oh man. All right, thank you guys. You have a great week, a start to your week. I will see you guys Monday. I'll be at Taisha's. I might see you before Wednesday and Wednesday, I'm going to have a change of time too. Wednesday, I'm not going to be on until late Wednesday, like probably 9:30 on Wednesday. I'll talk about that a little bit more. But I'm off all week, so who knows when you'll be seeing me this week. So have a great week. Stay safe and stay blessed. And I will see you guys soon. Thank you for stopping in. Bye.